What's up, guys? Today I'm out here playing Fairmont Park, my home course here in Manhattan, Kansas. Starting off on hole 1, I'm playing the red baskets, or the most challenging course out here at Fairmont. Going to position B, 504 foot par 4. You kind of got a wider tunnel to start, and then you can see that the tunnel kind of narrows down as you get up towards the yellow basket, and then the red basket is by the big tree farther down in that tunnel. All right, throwing 2 off the first tee, going with the Saint first. See if I can throw kind of a hyzer flip, have it finish off to the right side. That was way too high, and that is in the bad stuff off to the left. You definitely want to throw it lower and let it turn more. That is better. Oh, and I got a great kick right down into the center. That was also going to end up way off to the left side. But this is where my second drive ended up. I'm straight down the center of this gap. I'm going to go with the new disc in my bag, the Confetti Judge, the Gavin Rathbun Tour Series. I always end up grip locking it right into these trees, so I'm going to really try and avoid that. Just try to get something to flip up down the left and kind of turn over towards the basket, which finishes up on the right side. That disc is way more stable than I thought, especially when you throw it that high, but yet again I got a great kick back towards the basket. Let's take advantage of the luck. Make our first putt of the day to get us going. All right, birdie to start the day off. That's the way we like it, lucky or not. All right, hole 2 is in the C position, 387 foot par 3. This is one of the more challenging gets on the course. I've only seen a couple birdies ever on this, and they were from like 60 feet. So just getting a birdie look on this is very difficult. Right to left bending gap, you kind of start off straight, and then you want like a pushing hyzer the entire way. If you end up on the left side of the fairway, then you're like completely blocked off from approaching the basket. So you kind of want something that pushes up and kind of stays on the right side. That's what I'm going to try to do and just get a good par here. No more lucky breaks on second tee shots. Going stable Thunderbird. This should, if I throw it hard, get up to flat and then just kind of have a pushing hyzer finish and try to get this down the center. That is really good. I'm still 80 feet from the basket probably, but I should have an easy approach. So I didn't get as much ground play as I thought. The grass and everything's a little wet, so I didn't get kind of a skip up into this opening. I'm still only 120 feet into the basket, so I'm going to try to just kind of swing a flat to hyzer harp up there, just get up and down for my 3. Yep, that should do it. First bag putt of the day. Hopefully we have a lot more of those, but for birdie. All right, hole 3, playing to the D position, 366 foot par 4. Really short par 4, but as you can see here, it's definitely not easy. There's a gap, like a lot of different gaps you can hit off the tee. You're trying to kind of push out to, there's a clearing kind of over by hole 1's red basket, and then you have another set of gaps to hit to approach the basket. If you can get out into the clearing, it's a pretty easy up and down, but if you kick early, it can really cost you. My normal play here is to just kind of go pretty flippy mid-range but high. so that it kind of just stays straight and then kind of dumps off to the left side at the end. The high gaps are kind of the better stuff. You don't have to worry about kind of these bushes. So going over them is better. Hopefully I can execute. I was a little higher than I wanted. And that ends me up on the left side, kind of in the rough. So for the second time in 3 holes, I got really lucky and fought through all of this rough stuff and actually ended up with the perfect flat to hyzer gap up to the basket. Going harp again. Just going to try to throw it flat, let it skip up to the basket. Yep, parked. Gotta love having back-to-back holes with bag putts. 2 under through 3 is honestly a really good start out here. It might be my best start, honestly. I think my best score is 5 under on reds. So getting 2 of the first 3 is really good. But the rest of the course can definitely bite you, so I can't let up. All right, hole 4, 335-foot par 3 into the B position. Pretty straight shot overall. You have the main gap off to the left side, but you can usually get decently lucky through this right side. You're going to try to get a putt, get something up there. Woo! I was very close to that tree on the left side. I very well could have kicked down about 75 feet off the tee pad, but that kind of faded left early on me. I didn't get the flip out of it that I wanted, but I should have like a 35-foot birdie putt just outside the circle. Well, just as much as the wet grass didn't help me on hole 2 with giving me no skips, it did help me on this hole. And instead of an outside the circle look, I have a probably 28-footer for birdie. So a little tricky on this side hill, but see if I can do it. Three down through 4. That is for sure my best start. I've rarely birdied this hole because usually I get caught up early like I just about did, but I'm feeling good. Hole 5, 340-foot par 3, slightly uphill the entire way, and for that reason I'm probably going to go distance driver, just to get it up there for a look. It's kind of a tricky straight to turnover, really easy for it to fade out early, but I'm going to try to not let that happen. So, like any park, there are walkers out on the course. So it's awkward to try and talk around them, but I kind of flipped it up too much, ended up hitting this grouping of trees. I'm maybe just over 100 feet from the basket, maybe 150. Pretty good angle of release, but I needed to start it out further left so that I didn't get caught up here. Ooh. Not far enough left on the release, but should be left with less than 20 feet. And now you see the real putting coming out. The easy putts don't go in, and I had too ideal of a start for that to work out either. So, you know, the easy putts I can't ever make. So, all right, back to 2 under. That's more realistic. So, all right, hole 6, big long kind of open par 3, 450, 460 feet, something like that. Another hole where I'm just going for a 3 because I don't have 450 yet. So I'm just going to try to throw the same disc I did on the last hole, get a little bit of flip up, try to push maybe 400, see if I can just have an easy approach. decent throw. Didn't get quite enough flip up out of it, so I'm only sitting around 360 to 370-ish, I think. It should have a pretty easy hyzer to the basket. This is where my drive ended up. Have like a 50-foot look to the yellow basket, which is just around 400, and then that red basket is 460 or 470. So a little bit trickier approach than I wanted because of this little bit of a ceiling, but I should be manageable. Woo! If that didn't hit that branch, that might have been running the basket, but I think it actually ended up stabling it out, and I might have another tough par putt. Yeah, so this skipped to probably about 22 feet, so definitely a tester. Gosh, those have been so undercommitted on the last two. Had such good putts to start, and then just coming out of my hand early. There we go. Gosh. Well, after the hot start, we're now on a bogey train, which is more typical of me out here, but we'll see if we can get it back on track on the next one. Hole 7, kind of a technical par 3 over to the B position, 235 feet. Biggest thing that makes this difficult is this little backstop here. Kind of blocks off your angle. The basket's like right behind that, about 50 feet, maybe 60 feet. So you definitely gotta work something around that. A forehand is the ideal play, but since I don't trust my forehand, I'm gonna try backhand turnover. That is really good. Missed the trees. Oh, it kind of kicked down, but I should have just outside the circle. So like I said, I think it kind of got caught up in the limbs on this tree. Fell down to just outside the circle. So I'm gonna try to run this for birdie. Oh, just low. And that one was just high. Still not a bad par. Would have liked to get the birdie on this hole. Probably one of the easier holes on the course, but threw the shot I wanted to off the tee, just got a little unlucky with the limbs. So off the bogey train. Hole 8, I would say the most technical shot on the entire course. It's really kind of a flex forehand that you want to get to go out of this gap over here to the left. You can kind of see the basket right there. So you really need something to flex and then finish back over to the right. That is like the worst spot you can possibly be. I'm right behind that big group of trees because I rolled it over too much, and yeah, that wasn't good. So I think that the best play here is going to try to be going for a big spike hyzer out of this right side gap and kind of letting it crash back towards the basket. It's going to be really tough to get it close, but I think that's the best bet I have from here. I think that's about as good as I could have done. I rode the far right side of those tree branches and just let it crash over, so we'll see where that ended up. Very happy with the execution on this shot. Gave myself about a 25 footer for par. Let's see if I can actually make it this time. Gosh, dude. Putting is absolutely went to trash. Player B is so good. All right, well, after the super hot start, we are back to even par. So, not great. All right, trying to bounce back here on hole 9 after 3 bogeys in the last 4 holes. This hole, again, it's kind of tough to see the basket, but just kind of straight and then bends off to the right side at the last minute, about 300 feet. So I'm going to try to throw mid-range up there, get it to turn. Oh, well, I think I absolutely parked the yellow basket because I had a super early release. So as I predicted, 2 pretty great shots for the yellow basket, especially the misreleased orange one, but not so great for the red. I've got a jump putt though. Try to get up and down for par to stay even through the front 9. That was a great bid, actually. So, almost made that. That would have been great. I don't even know if you can see the basket. I just realized that I set the camera up right behind the yellow basket, but hit cage. That would have been a really good birdie to get in the front 9, but 3 birdies, 3 bogeys, 3 pars. Kind of a little bit of everything on the front. See if we can do a little better on the back. All right, the course here at Fairmont opens up to kind of a park style course here on the back 9. So as you can see, about a 280 foot par 3 here for hole 10. Really nice green with the rock and the slightly elevated basket. So I'm going to try to work on my timing and not completely miss left like I did there on hole 9. Going with this confetti judge again. Let it hyzer out on me on the first hole. But I really think that if I pump this, the reason I like this disc a lot is if I pump it really hard, it should really go dead straight. I'm going to try to not throw it on too much hyzer. Just give it enough height to get there. A little bit of fade back at the end. I think that's about 25 feet right. So pretty happy with that. Could have thrown it a little bit straighter, but timing was better on that one. So really not even 25 feet right, more like about 20 feet, but still a pretty tough putt on this elevated basket. Tried to, but got it just over the rim. We are back under par, folks. Hole 11, another open par 3. Possibly the most open hole on the course. Really nothing to hit off the tee. About 340 feet. There's the back tree line, and there's a few trees on just the left side of the basket, but I'm just going to try to push something up there, flip it up, and have it finish towards the basket. That needs to fade right now. Well, so I got better turn out of it, but threw it a little too high and it pushed into the back tree line. But I think that I got a pretty good kick down, and I should have about a 30 or 40 foot look for birdie. Yeah, so kind of like I said, 30 or 40 foot look at the basket. I think I'll have to straddle putt here, but thankful to just not be in this stuff because that's a disaster. Oh yeah, that was a great putt. It's nice when you can kind of feel it out of your hand. Like that one was just right at the basket the whole way. So I just about dropped it as I tried to be cool. So that was a good putt. Back to 2 down after a little bit of putting struggles. Hole 12, another 470 foot par 3. Just something I'm playing for par. Trying to get way up there, kind of past the yellow basket off the tee. It's about 350, 360. Leave myself with around 100 foot approach. Be happy with that. Didn't quite get all the turn out of it. My timing was not quite great. I'm starting to realize that that wraith is kind of a good indicator of whether my timing is good or not, because like on the last hole, threw it about that same height and my timing was good and it got some turn out of it. This hole, my timing wasn't so good and I didn't get very much turn out of it. Pretty typical out here to have bad shots for reds, park yellow baskets, but yet if you're trying to play yellows, then you know you're never close. But yeah, so ended up with a pretty good shot. I'm gonna have to swing a forehand in here, but have about 150 feet probably. Sit. Well, I threw that about 40 feet too far, so that's going to be an interesting putt. Well, it wasn't 40 feet, but it's certainly edge of circle, which is not what I was wanting on a wide open approach. So, but I guess that's good to know. Need to kind of tame that in, develop my touch a little bit more on some of those shorter shots. And what do? Miss love. All right. Bogey it is. Hole 13. In the C position, 579. Par 4. This has a really cool green that you can't really see from here. It's kind of this island that you have to cross with the road being out of bounds. I guess you can kind of see the basket way down there. But definitely need to get a good rip off the tee. If I can get close to 350-ish, that'll make the approach to the island a lot easier, trying to get a bird here. That is so high. Gosh, that is just not good at all. All right, so I only threw it about 300 feet because that's what the yellow basket is kind of even with. So I have a hyzer into the green, and normally I would just lay up, but that's no fun. And we're going for the green today. All right, so of course my phone runs out of storage for a second when I throw my best shot of the day so far. Really nice shot. Came in perfectly, bounced off this tree, rolled back to about 20 feet, 15, 20 feet. So this is my birdie putt. Oh boy, I tried to miss that high. Really did. But I will definitely take the birdie. Hole 14, another pretty easy hole. About 300 feet off in the A position. 308 feet actually. But I'm going to try to just throw a straight mid-range. Just let it drift towards the basket. Come back a little bit for me. It is going pretty straight, but kind of got a little bit of turn out of it, which is exactly what I wanted on hole 9. But I should have, I think, about a 25 to 30 foot look on the right side of the basket, because it kind of flipped up right and then went straight. So let's see if I can make this putt. So I ended up even closer than I thought, but I pushed just behind this tree, so I'm gonna have to straddle out to have a look at this. So it's gonna be an interesting putt. Yep. Good birdie. Really happy with that one. I birdied 4 of the first 5 on the back 9 with just that one bogey on hole 12. So, I mean, I feel really good about that. That puts me back at 3 under, 7 birdies, 4 bogeys. So, see if I can finish these last 5 strong. Sorry, last 4 strong. We have only 4 holes left. That's how math works. All right, hole 15, 360 foot par 3, right down there. It's really a straight to right drifting shot. Just gonna try to get some good turn out of one of these discs, let it finish back towards the basket, get a birdie look. Good turn. Now we just need some finish. Finish back. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's, I think, about edge of circle again. Well, I was very wrong about edge of circle. I'm literally about 20 feet. So let's see if I can make this for birdie. We are putting them a little high now, but I guess that's the opposite mistake to be making after missing a few low. Definitely take the basket catching them, and we're at 4 under now. That's pretty good. Hole 16, the last kind of unreachable par 3 for me on this course. Another 440, 450 foot shot. I'm just going to try to pump something to the left of this big tree right here, and just let it turn towards the basket, and kind of fade back at the end, get myself about 150 feet into the basket. A little bit high, but good timing. Not a bad shot. I think if I threw that a little bit lower, it pushes a little bit further, but I think I got about 350 off the tee. All right, so shot it back to the tee pad. I was right about 350 to 355. So pretty good. Could have thrown it a little farther. This is kind of an awkward distance for me, kind of 90 to 100 feet. I'm going to try to jump putt this and get it close. If I get within 20 feet, that's pretty good, and I know I can jump putt at least 70, so let's get this up here for par. Yeah, that was pretty good. A little bit short, but I'd rather be that than screaming past it long. So, all right, finally, I think that's the first like 450, 460 foot par 3 that I've actually parred today. So, because I bogeyed 6 and I bogeyed 12 because I did not get up and down very well on either one of those. So, that's 2 of my 4 bogeys. So, these last 2 holes I'm very capable of birdieing. So, hopefully I can get some looks at these 2. Hole 17, 334 foot par 3. Again, a basket that's going to be really tough to see off the tee, but it's very much a hyzer shot. Kind of push something out straight and let it crash down off to the left side. That needs to push left, or that might be out of bounds. I think I'm just in because I didn't hear the sound of the gravel. Obviously, the road kind of to the right is out of bounds. I think best case scenario, I am about 30 to 40 feet from the basket. Worst case scenario, I'm out of bounds, but I didn't hear the gravel sound, so hoping for the best. Okay, so just as I thought, I barely stayed in, literally about 3 feet from the road, 2-3 feet from the road, and I have an edge of circle putt. Heck yeah, dude. That one was clean from distance. Typically, I mean, from that distance today, I've just kind of been a little wobbly, but 5 under through 17, and the opportunity to go 6 on the last hole. Hole 18, just over 300 feet. A basket right behind the tree. I think I'm going to try to go kind of tersus turnover. Just kind of keep it straight and let it drift towards the basket and see if I can get to 6 under. I'm kind of trying to decide, actually. Typically I go with this kind of explorer low flex play. Just let it like kind of come back to the basket. And I think that that's a little bit more consistent than this tersus shot. I know that I'm going to at least be close. It is risking the out of bounds, but I think this will get me closer to the basket, and I'm more confident executing that. So I'm going to try it. Here goes nothing. That needs to get a little skip and come back. Heck yeah. Right over the curb. Skipped on the road. Threw it a little too low, but not bad. I'm going to try this Tersus play. See if I made the right decision or not. Hung it out a little wide, and that ended up about the same distance that the Explorer is, except a little left of the basket. So I guess either one was the right play. So I stand corrected. The Tersus is about 20 feet from the basket, and the Explorer actually ended up about 25, 28 feet, and it has a little bit of a low ceiling with these branches. So the Tersus was actually the better play, but I was more confident in this one. So this is for 6 under. Oh, I thought I had it for a second. I really thought I had it for a second. Darn it, man. Really good bid. Hey, 5 under's not bad out here. Ties my course record, and that was with 4 bogeys. I had 9 birdies, almost 10, and 4 bogeys. And I definitely think I had fewer bogeys the last time I did it. So getting more birdies, got to clean up the putting on a little bit on some of those holes, and we'll be doing good. But thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button, leave a comment with any videos that you want to see in the future, and I'll see you next time.
Now I'm still dancing with 2 left feet, yeah. But with a little help, I can move on beat. Now I can moonwalk in 2 socks and groove all week. But I can't seem to 2-step, I lose my feet. Now I can shake it, I can shimmy, I can shuffle, I can gritty. You can gritty? I can gritty, it just don't look that pretty. And I can do this little walk too, it goes like this. It goes toe, 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 cross, yeah, that's it. Ooh. Tell me, baby, what you mean by that?